YouTube, there is no firearms in this video.
Welcome back to the Lowkey Airgunner YouTube channel. In this episode, I will be assembling a Vevor pump for high pressure airguns and stuff like that. I will be using this pump with the Beeman Chief II pre-charged pneumatic airgun that I got with it to try, to show you, review, you know, stuff like that. Of course, I got this from AirgunArcheryFun, and it comes with all of what you need to fill your PCP. So you get the hose, the wrench, some little filters and stuff, and replacement O-rings to rebuild it later. This is the gauge, which is oil filled. You also get the air pump product instruction, but I'm not going to lie, the translation is a bit so yeah, I will read the refueling and maintenance step just for you right now so you can see. New pump. Pressing after 800 and 1500 but smaller. ES. What does that even mean? Needs refueling once. Place 3 drops of oil on the shaft, but he almost shows you to put some down in the tube. I don't know if I'm dumb, but but at least the assembly part is mostly in pictures, so let's do that. By the way, this is a Vevor pump, but I believe it is pretty much the same for most China pumps like that. Step 1, check the gaskets. I will guess that this plastic looking thing at the bottom there is the gasket. This one is already on for some reasons, even though they say to put it on. The next steps, after that you need to check the O-rings, but this is already on, boy. So I guess that's done. Step 3, install the main. That's it. Tighten the they don't know what. Install the hose. I guess this is pretty much already installed. Maybe I have less assembly to do than I thought. Maybe needed a bit of tightening, and this is not tight at all. So yeah, if yours come assembled, make sure to check before using it. By the way, this is my first time doing any of that, so yeah. It is high pressure air with plastic gaskets, so I guess you want to tighten that pretty good, but not too much. Never too much. You never want to do that. So they say to install the actual hose, so I guess I will do that. Maybe not, because the next step is the gauge, and the hose will kind of be in the way for that. So yeah, the gauge says Japan and has some oil in there. So maybe this is not made in China, but in Japan, who knows? I don't know if I'm dumb. The threads look a bit weird. This might be why I'm having issues trying to screw that in. Is that cross thread? I don't know. But try not to do that. I'm not going to lie, this is not the first time that I tried to screw that on there, and the threads are not looking that good. I guess it is going now. Hopefully it is not cross-threaded and everything will go well, but okay. If you got your own adjustable wrench, I guess you can do that, but I don't want to go in the garage, and I will show that the way they want you to do it with out of the box stuff. I might want to do that because this wrench is starting to skip. Alright, so I'm back with an adjustable wrench. I think I will put the gauge straight and that will be good enough, but I don't know, honestly. Because it's starting to get very tight. And I don't think I can do another turn, and all the ones I've seen had the gauge straight, so I guess this is pretty much enough. Now that we got a better wrench, I will take a look at this one. This one seemed fairly tight. They say to not use your hands to put the gauge on, but also kind of don't use their wrench because it was skipping near the end when it got kind of tight a little bit, but not very tight, and it was kind of stripping the bolt, the nut, the whatever you want to call that. So now you really can put the hose on. By the way, this is a filter for the air, and they do give you some extra filters with it. So yeah, I guess pretty much all we gotta do now is to put the handle. The Allen wrench is included. For some reasons, the holes on the bottom are bigger, or I guess it's the bottom because nobody told me, but that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, just get the 2 screws in there. No need to get that extra tight, but you want it to stay on there. And after that, basically, you're pretty much done. They do mention out here that they want you to put like 3 drops of oil on the shaft. I got some super lube silicone oil to do that. Just use some sort of silicone oil like recommended. They say this pump is water cooled, but it is sealed, so you will never need to add water or whatever. So that's it. But remember, fever is normal. I don't know. By the way, STKO has a pretty good rebuild video about this, so if you need to know more and my video is not answering your questions, maybe this one will. So yeah, if you get a Beeman Chief II and you need a pump, you will pay around $57 for that from AirgunArcheryFun. But if you want this alone, it will be around $80, so get the kit. So make sure the bleed valve is closed. The guy in the video was testing it with some sort of plug, so I assume this is it and not a part of the filtering system. I don't know. So I will shove that in there, I assume. So you got a plug now, so you should be able to test the pressure. Again, make sure that the bleed valve is closed. Do full strokes. It seemed to be leaking at first, if you heard that or not, but it seems to be working now. It will definitively need some oil on the shaft. Yeah, it is leaking somewhere. I believe so. Let me check everything real quick. By the sound of it, it leaks from there. I believe you need to screw that on. What the? Maybe I'm just not violent enough for the ball to work. That was a weird noise. I might just not be going fast enough. Yeah, I might be the problem actually. It is not really leaking. It is only leaking when you do it wrong. Ooh, that's getting hard. I did not go all the way to the bottom right now. Oh shit. I need to eat some bacon. Gosh, that's hard. I wish they made some flip-flop things so you can, you know, Vevor. I don't know how you want me to call you, but do some flip-flops here so you can, okay, thank you. I'm not heavy enough to do that. Literally? I mean, all my weight is on this pump, and I just cannot do it. So keep in mind, end pumping is pretty hard. So you might want a 2000 PSI filler gun if you want to do that all of your life. I'm already wet. So I don't know how many pumps I did. We are now, the green mark is 4000 PSI, I guess. Or maybe 45. That must be 45. So let's do one more pump to get there, but 3000 will be good enough for me. I don't know what happened again, but it seems like if you do it wrong, you get a leak somewhere. I'm going to stop there. It did reach around 4000 PSI and I'm not even heavy enough to do the rest of it, so I'm gonna quit. But it is not leaking. Seems to be working good when you use it right. There is some sort of ball system in here, as they say in the manual, and I believe this is what I'm getting wrong. If you go too slow or too soft, the ball doesn't seat in there and creates a leak. You get 2 extra balls for sure and a bunch of O-rings and stuff to fix it later. Before taking the hose off or anything, make sure to bleed the pressure. And I will put some oil on this shaft because this was not going down in a good way. So yeah, let's do one more pressure test before... Nah, we'll put the oil on it before that. I guess the oil will spread by itself and I will not need to remove that, and I don't want to screw that, honestly. So the pump will oil itself. So they said about 3 drops, okay? So put about 3 drops. 1 small drop. 2 small drop. Oops, this one fell, I don't know where. So 2 small drop. And maybe a 3rd around here. So I got around 3 drops of oil on there to preserve the slidiness. And now we are going to test the pressure again to make sure that we don't put a leaky pump on the gun. Please do put some oil on there because it feels a lot nicer now that I did, and it will make it last a lot longer. By the way, make sure to go all the way down and all the way up, because down is where the air escapes and up is where it gets in the pump. Being a YouTuber is not easy. It's hot in here. This is about where it gets kind of hard, and that's around 3000 PSI. So I guess bumping a 3000 PSI gun is not that bad, but 4000 must be pretty bad. Yep, it gets very hard only about at 3000. After that, it is kind of awful though. So yeah, I'm at around 4000 PSI, and that will be good enough for me. Let's bleed the pressure. can now remove your plug. I will check real quick for extra oil, but there is not really much extra oil. I believe they say to put around 3 drops of silicone oil down that shaft, pump it a little bit, and then drain or swipe or remove the extra oil, because you can jam something, the valve or the check the spot where the air comes in with oil if you put too much, so don't do that. It is fairly simple to assemble and use, so I guess everybody can do that if they understand the instructions, which you don't really need if you watch my video and the one in the bio. They do give you some nice pictures of the ball and things like that, so it is not completely useless, just the translation is a bit weird. And I'm really unsure of what this guy is doing with his oil bottle in his hand, but saying to unscrew the handle, I guess, because if you want to remove that you need to twist like that. Anyways, I'm a beginner, so if you want more tips, maybe ask someone in the comment or in the videos that I link it in the bio if I don't done for the... In fact, I'm not even sure of how to check the filter in there, but I guess it comes with one already in there. Let me get the instruction manual back on the ground. I'm not even sure they talk about that. They just down silicone oil and water-cooled liquid consideration. The air pump does not contain silicone oil for air shipping security reasons. Oil can be purchased from local store. Oil adding should probably... Wait, oil adding should appropriate. If too much, it is easy to plug the one-way valve. Okay, water-cooled liquid has been added between 2 and 3 levels. Do not need add. So I guess Vevor, if you are watching that, get some better instruction manuals, and you can DM me, you can send me a free pump and I will check your text if you want. I can even try to do it in French, but you will need to send a compressor for that. I believe that if you want to check or change the filter, you need to unscrew this brass collar tip and just put another one in there. I will assume there is one in there and trust Vevor, and you know, but that's about it. You might want to upgrade this filtering system to not get any moisture or whatever in your rifle. I believe Wes does have a few options on AirgunArcheryFun. I will put that somewhere in the corner. This pre-charged pneumatic air rifle is a Beeman Chief II synthetic stock 3000 psi fill, also available in a combo with the pump from AirgunArcheryFun. First, I will make sure that the bleed valve is closed. Then you simply get this cover off. After that, simply put the quick fitting on there, make sure that it is right on there and locked. So that should do the trick. Like I said, this rifle is max 3000 psi. It is currently just a tiny air under 2200 psi. Wes recommended me to do around 50 pump and then take around a 15-minute break to not overheat the pump and break the seals and stuff. So I'm just curious, so I will test that. The pump is currently at 23 degrees Celsius right there, and the shaft is also, no, it is even colder. It is around 22 degrees Celsius. Okay, so I guess I will start pumping. Honestly, I forgot to count, and I'm at around where I'm at on the rifle, so I guess it will start to climb sooner or later. Yeah, I think it did a tiny bit, but I'm gonna start counting from now and just count in the video, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, The pressure does start to climb a lot. We'll check that. So the rifle is just around 2,700 after 25 counted pumps, but not sure of how many total. Does the gauge there match the gauge there? 5, 6, 7. It is really not that far, so both are saying roughly the same thing. I will trust the one on the rifle just because, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I'm very close to 3,000 psi, so I'm going slower and checking the gauge often. This is where it gets hard anyway, so I guess that's a good indicator. I believe that was at 15, but I guess I'll do another one. I will do 1 or 2 more pumps after that. 1. 2. And the last one, just to be sure to be right around 3,000. Honestly, it took a lot less pumps than I thought it would. I will put the count in the corner because I don't know myself, but that's pretty cool. Now, what you want to do is to bleed the hose. Simply use the screw on the back and undo it slowly. Close that back just to make sure, and only then you can disconnect this fitting from there and you're pretty much done. You put that back on there to protect your seals and stuff, and just like that you took your rifle from around 2,200 psi to all the way up to 3,000 psi maximum for this Beeman Chief II, available at AirgunArcheryFun. Honestly, that was quite a bit less work than I thought, both to pump and assemble the pump, because looking at the messy instructions, I'm not going to lie, it looked harder than that. But yet, I don't have much negative to say about this Vevor pump. It is budget, it works. What you want to ask for more, I don't know. I kind of want to keep it and keep the rifle now, but you know. Wes, can I get a discount? How much? Honestly, this is a great looking kit and I want it. I did not even shoot it yet, but I want it already. So I guess stay tuned to see me shoot this Beeman PCP and for the review later. Thanks a lot to Wes at AirgunArcheryFun for this opportunity. Make sure to check out his website. Also, thanks to the viewers for making this possible. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I will see y'all in the next one. Oh, and by the way, I totally forgot to check the temp after, but it is not much after, and there is barely 3 degrees more there, and 2 or 3 degrees more there. So I guess the number of pump that I did is not enough to overheat that pump. Good.